What is up, guys? It's
John.
Ken, Speakeasy Podcast. We're having another final episode today. We are doing
An autumn old-fashioned.
Yeah.
This is a recipe Ken came up with recently.
I worked long hours trying to figure this out.
He did. He's been drinking a lot, trying to figure out what to do here.
It wasn't today, actually. It was more like yesterday. I was sending John some photos. I said, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think?
So he went and took a little bit from here, a little bit from there, made up his own concoction, and it looks damn good, and I can't wait to try it today.
I basically did a little research on different fall, autumn spiced old fashions, and I was like, ooh, I like that idea. Ooh, I don't like that idea. Yeah. And I just took all the goodness that I thought would work and put it into this one here.
I can't wait to try it.
Yeah.
Before we get started, if you have not seen it already, we did a special episode on how to make a homemade traditional old-fashioned.
Yeah.
We talk about the history of the old-fashioned, the origin, where we believe it came from. And we did the same thing. We listed the ingredients, and it was very easy to do.
Yes.
So if you haven't seen that video, please check it out.
Absolutely. We had fun with that one.
We had a good time with that one.
Yeah.
It was delicious old-fashioned, and now we're changing it up a little bit, and we're making an autumn.
Fall is in the air. Can you smell the leaves?
I can feel it falling in the air.
Just kidding. They're fake. But it looks fall.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, where are we starting here,
My
guys?
allergies know that it's fall, so yeah.
Yeah, that'll tell you, right? Yeah. We are going to start this one. Typically, for a traditional old-fashioned, you would use like a sugar cube. We felt that brown sugar might be the way to go for this one here. And we're going to start out with our brown sugar. And we are going to do...
He's got a sugar jar.
I do.
Love it.
I'm not going to be completely accurate, but it's about a teaspoon of brown sugar on here. And we're going to do that, and we'll do that for each glass right here.
Beautiful.
Okay. So we have our brown sugar. I like to dilute this a wee bit, and I feel that maybe about, this is about a teaspoon, I'd say, guys. I'll probably do a little bit more. There we go. And we're going to do a little bit, see, get my little dropper here. If you watch our regular podcast episodes, every once in a while I see me and John grabbing this dropper just to dilute a bourbon, just to get different notes and different flavors and everything. Check out our regular episodes.
Been the same water in there since like April.
Dirty water here, guys. So we have that there. I feel that an old-fashioned wouldn't be an old-fashioned with some Angostura bitters. Even if it's a fall old-fashioned, I think it's a necessary thing. I think you need this. This Angostura bitters, old-fashioned, they go ebony and ivory, kind of ended up
Peanut butter and jelly.
Peanut butter and jelly. It was meant to be somehow, somewhere
sure.
in there. But yeah, so we're going to do some Angostura bitters. We're only going to do a couple dashes of this, guys, okay? 1 and 2, a little on my finger. Another 1 and 2. There we go. I'm dripping all over the place. Okay.
That's what
Yeah.
she said.
All right. Here's the twist, guys. We're going to do something a little bit different where I am going to add some black walnut bitters. Make this a little nutty. Fall, you think nutty, you think warmth, you think
100%.
chestnuts roasting on open fire.
Pecan pie.
Yeah, you know, all that fun stuff, even though that's more
Even
like...
though that's walnuts and those are pecans. But
And I just said chestnuts.
yeah,
Here we are,
nuts
guys.
Nuts
all
are
right,
nuts.
yeah. It's going to make it a little nuttier, I think.
Absolutely.
So we're going to add a little bit of our black walnut. Same thing as the Angosturas. We're going to just do a couple dashes of that.
Now, if you go on Amazon or go to your local store, you should find there's a lot of different bitters. There's orange bitters.
The one thing I do notice, they're not all cheap, though. Sometimes like
Right.
they have like these crazy prices on these bitters.
Yeah. I've seen peppermint bitters. Different things.
I know. But it makes it fun. It makes it interesting.
Absolutely.
I want this. It's not going to dissolve to people as the way I want it to. It'd have to be sitting there for a little bit. I'd have to almost like do this, walk around the house for a little bit, do a couple chores, come back. But we don't have time for that right now. So I'm going to stir it a little bit.
And you're stirring, not muddling. So if you're going to use a sugar cube, you want to use the muddler. You want to bash that cube into the water. This is already broken up, so now you just want to give it a little stir.
Stir it up. Little darling, stir it up.
I would love to be in the Caribbean right now.
I know, but we're making fall old fashions.
Let's go.
Autumn old fashions. Okay, so we have that. We have our bitters mix. We have our brown sugar in there. Teaspoon of our water. It's all in there right now. Now we're gonna add our apple cider.
Apple cider. That's a little different.
So there's different degrees of how much apple cider you want. If you don't want it a little bit more appley, maybe do 1 ounce like we're going to do right here, or even an ounce and a half if you want it really apple-y, or you could do a half ounce if you just want a hint of that. We're going to just go with that 1 ounce.
Right. And folks, use apple cider. Don't use apple juice. Apple cider is the way to go.
Yes.
Fresh pressed apples.
It's it's a different animal. I mean, apple juice is like, I can't even compare the two really.
No,
except that they're apples, but still, I think apple cider is the way to go on this. We want to get that appley taste. This one in particular is called Apple Cider Autumn Harvest.
Maybe a blend of apples.
I don't know. I saw different kinds. I saw Honeycrisp apple. I saw another one. My decision was made by I was looking at which one was the least of on the shelf because that means it was more popular in my eyes. So I said, well, this one had 3 left. Absolutely. And then another one had like a full shelf. I was like, nah, I think this is the one we want here.
This is the one on sale.
It was the cheapest. It was expiring tomorrow. So now we have our apple cider in there as well. Next step, we're going to add our ice cubes.
Big ass cubes. Look at those things.
I know, these things are big. So, I mean, once again, back to Amazon. Amazon's really getting shout-outs on this episode. But you can get molds on, like, Amazon or I'm sure there's plenty of places. These ones are square molds. They have ones that are circle molds.
If you want to go crazy, you can get, like, your initials on a mold.
I know. There's all different kinds of things. But for this in particular, when I was testing yesterday, though, let me tell you, I was actually using I had little ice cubes because I'm like, I don't know if I want to waste. I'm just testing right now, so
which is fine, but they dissolve quicker, so
exactly
they're going to water it down a little quicker.
Exactly.
I bought these on Amazon. It was like $10 for a 2-pack. They come in like a silicone thing, if it was even that much.
Yes. So what is now? Now it's the fun stuff, man.
Now the man of the hour.
Yeah, we are using, here's a variation. We're doing something different. For our traditional old-fashioned, we use a Sazerac rye. For this one in particular, we're using a toasted bourbon. I don't know. I mean, what do you think? I feel like toast, fall.
Campfire. Yeah, I think toasted is the way to go on this.
This is a Jim Beam product. This is Basil Hayden Toast. And this is not a very boozy one, people, so you're not going to get super tipsy or anything on this. Right. But it is 40% alcohol, 80 proof, a little bit more of a smoother profile, I guess.
And if you're going to drink a couple, you may want to go with a lesser proof.
Exactly, and you might want to have a couple of these things. But for this,
if you wanted to go rye, if you wanted to go Buffalo Trace,
rye, you'll get a different kind of spice to it, which you might want. It's fall spice, all that. Bourbon, a little sweeter, corn, all that fun stuff.
I think the toasted is the right choice.
I think this is the right choice.
Let's try it.
So we're going to do 2 ounces on this. And I've fluctuated with how I've done it with Old Fashions myself. For our recording of the traditional one, we did 2.5. Not much different, but I think we have a lot of liquid going on in here right now.
That extra half ounce is it's more than you think.
Yeah. Ooh, I'm running low on my Basil Hayden Toast here, man. It's almost like we've done this a few times.
Hey now.
Yeah.
Take 2.
All right. So we have our bourbon in there.
Beautiful.
Our Basil Hayden Toast. And now, John is actually going to do something fun over here. So basically, initially, when I was experimenting with this, and I had told John yesterday, I texted him a couple times, and I said, John, I don't know. It's great, but I feel like it needs more cinnamon. I got a fever, and the only prescription
is more cinnamon.
So, originally, I used just the stick, and afterwards, I was like, it'd be good if we did cinnamon coated on the apple.
Right.
And that's what John's going to do right now while I'm stirring this.
So I sliced the apple into not too thin, not too thick pieces.
Yeah.
I have 2 cinnamon sticks here, but I have a little jar of cinnamon.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to coat these apples generously because we are cinnamon lovers.
Oh, yeah.
I love a bit cinnamon.
If you're not a big cinnamon person, maybe just a stick will do fine. You'll still get that when it hits your nose, the stick is going to be right there when you're taking a sip. I just want a little bit more on that flavor there.
Yeah, and honestly, when you dip these in, it's going to probably mix into the drink anyway.
Yes. So we have our cinnamon here. We got Johnny's. We've got mine. And we've got our sticks. Johnny, your stick is a little thin.
Oh, yours is very thick.
Right. Here we are, guys. Here's our autumn old-fashioned. Johnny. And
the cinnamon stick is not just for garnish. I mean, it is for flavor.
Yes, and if you want to stir it a little bit more, you can always grab your cinnamon stick and just move it around a little. Whatever floats your boat, you know.
There's no wrong way to do it.
No wrong way to eat a Reese's.
You can probably drink it out of there, too.
I don't think so. There's too many air gaps. Nose, what are you getting?
God.
Cinnamon apple. Oh. This smells like apple pie. It smells like fall. It smells like someone's baked an apple pie and it's sitting on your window and the crisp fall air is just blowing. It
smells like adult apple picking.
Yeah.
Like when I go bobbing for apples, I want to dive into this liquid, not water.
Oh, man. Let's try this.
It's not smelling very boozy.
John, I can't wait anymore.
All right, I'm sorry.
I can't wait.
Cheers.
All right. Cheers.
I got yelled at. Oh, my God.
Drop the mic.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Wow.
That's really good. So it's not very boozy. That bourbon and cider mix well, very, very, very well. It mixes good together.
Yes, there's a reason I couldn't wait anymore. This is fantastic.
This is really good. This is something where if you're having a Halloween party, a fall party, you can just line these up and look how quick that was.
You just line them up and
just
go
make
down.
Just make a bunch for everybody. That was really fast.
Yes.
It's deceiving because there's so many ingredients.
Yeah, the only thing that might be a little bit more difficult, but once again, you can get this like on Amazon, your black walnut bitters. If you don't have it, don't worry about it. I think you'll do just fine.
Yeah.
It's just, these are like little hints to me. You know, you get a little hint of this, a little hint of that. For me, I mean, I'm a little crazy with stuff. John's a little crazy with stuff. And I'm kind of like, you know, if we just had a nutty bitter in there and you have your apple nut and all that stuff going on with this, I think this is the way to do it right here. If you're thinking
100%.
autumn, this is autumn in a glass, people.
This is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Definitely try this at home. And the best part is when it's all said and done, you get that apple that's been sitting in that boozy drink at the end.
Just chew it up. What notes? Are you getting all the notes on this? Are you getting that?
I am. I'm getting the apple. I'm getting the cinnamon. I'm getting the brown sugar.
Yeah.
I'm getting the flavor of the toasted bourbon.
Yes.
I can tell that it's like a toasted bourbon.
Yes. Fantastic.
This is great.
Yeah.
Good job.
I think, yeah.
Good job, doctor.
Yes, it took me hours and hours and hours, maybe a half hour, of research.
Many drinks.
But we're no rookies on this stuff. We kind of know what notes work with things, and we kind of have fun with it, and we experiment with it. And I just like all these things between cider, toasted bourbon, our walnut bitters, our brown sugar, our cinnamon, all this stuff. It just speaks fall, you know.
Yes,
and
100%.
And that's what this is, autumn old fashioned. I mean, it's fantastic.
Yes. Give it a shot. Try it out. Ken will put the recipe in the description.
Yeah, it'll be in there.
Go back and watch our traditional old fashioned. Watch this one. We may do another one soon.
Yeah.
The seasons are changing. So
yeah.
As the seasons change, so do we.
Yes. Guys, thanks for watching. Check out that other episode, like John had mentioned before, and also check out our podcast, people. We do us Speakeasy podcast. We talk about bourbon. We have beers on there sometimes, and we talk about everyday life and just things going on and what's up with the world. And you know, you might not care for our opinions, but
you'll get them anyway. Guys, if you make this at home, give a comment on what you would do to change this up, but give it a shot.
Yeah, good stuff. John,
Ken,
cheers.
thank you very much, Doctor.
Cheers to you. All right.